Hi, how are you doing? This is IBM-i By Doing. Welcome to IBM-i By Doing, a series of video sessions in which we do hands-on projects programming the IBM-i mid-range computer. I'm Madhu Vasudevan with over 20 years of IBM-i work experience at your service. The target audience is newbie programmers who want to learn RPG-4 or RPG ILE on IBM-i. We will mount our RPG bikes right on top of the subfile hill and slide down the valley of data file processing in RPG-4 ILE. Just follow along. Working along with me, you will be able to do this. Early in this series, we will tackle the fabled RPG subfile, and we will create every possible variation of the subfile. We will create physical files, logical files, display files, printer files, and of course the RPG ILE programs to handle all these files. We will create some information display screens, some data entry screens, and generate some reports. Welcome to this session on RPG-4 ILE program. In this virtual life on the cloud, you are a crossing guard on the Hogsmeade Railroad Station. Besides escorting newbie schoolers to the Hogwarts School of Magic, you have to build the computer interface for Muggle parents who want the train's departure information at hogwarts.com. In this magical session, we will cast a spell to create a physical file to hold train's information, create a display file with a subfile for keying in the train's information to enable heads-down data entry, create a data entry subfile program to enter data into the train's information database file, run the data entry program to populate the physical file with the train's information, query the train's physical file to view the entered records. Our data entry subfile program will allow users to input multiple train records in one screen. This allows for the so-called heads-down data entry method of keying in data, record after record, without pausing to look up. After entering a screen full of data records, user will press enter to save the records. The program will save only valid records to the physical file. Invalid records will be brought up for review. This process can be continued as long as user wants. Finally, F3 may be pressed to quit the data entry program and end the data entry session. The newly added records may be viewed by querying the physical file. This subfile query program we will write later in another hands-on video. For now, we will run the query command to view the data records added to the train's physical file. To keep us motivated to produce more of such high-quality free content, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button below, leave a comment or two, and share this video with your colleagues, friends, and other IBM-i enthusiasts. Hit the bell icon below to actively follow along with the rest of our series. Having created the physical file to hold train's information, let's create a display file with a subfile for keying in the train's information. The display file creation process is similar to the physical file creation process. First, we need to create a source code schema of the display file. We will add another member in the source physical file qdds-src. From the command line of the IBM-i, key in the command work member pdm and hit enter. You should be in the source physical file qdds-src in your project library. The member holding the schema of the physical file train set should be listed. Press F6 to create another member in qdds-src. Key in source member name train upadf. Train update add display file. Key in the source type dspf for display file field exit. Key in the description display file dspf to add /update db file with subfile. And hit enter. Source physical file member train UPADF is open and ready for the schema of the display file train UPADF. Note the column specification ruler in the topmost row. Use right arrow key to move the cursor under A, the first A, in the input line. Then move it one column to the right. Then use down arrow key to move the cursor to the very last input line. Key in a star and hit enter. You just made a comment line. In the star line, key in the comment end of specifications. Press Shift plus F1 to change session defaults. Against uppercase input only, press N and hit enter. Press the home key to get the cursor to the command line on top. Move cursor to first input line under column A. Press a few star symbols, space, enter the comment display file to add/update database file with subfile. In the next line, under column specification functions, key in the file level keyword INDARA and hit enter. This will create a separate area buffer for indicators. In the next line, under column functions, enable the F3 key, CA03 within brackets, indicator number 03, text F3 equals exit, close bracket. Next line, enable the function key number 12, CA12 within bracket, indicator number 12, text F12 equals cancel. Let's specify a reference file for field reference, REF, the physical file, train set, so we don't have to key in the field specifications over and over. Hit enter. In the next line, under the column specification after A, key in a star for comment and the comment subfile control record format. Hit enter. At any time, to get the column specification ruler on the screen, in the number line pane, key in an F and enter. In the input line, under record type for T, key in an R, record format and key a name, control tran. Under functions, key in the record level functions, SFL control within bracket, SFL tran. This SFL tran we have not yet coded. This is the record format of the actual subfile layout, which we will code shortly. For now, this is more logical to go with control format first. Next keyword, SFL page, let's say 15 lines. Next keyword, SFL size, let's say 80. Next line, go under the indicators column, first indicator, and key in indicator number 50, controlling the keyword SFL clear. Next indicator 51, controlling the SFL, the subfile keyword SFL display control. Same indicator 51, also controlling SFL display. Next line, another keyword overlay. This is so that the control record format, when it is displayed on the screen, does not override the previous record format which is displayed. We will display the footer record format before we write the control record format. So we have an overlay here. That's it for record level keywords. Press an F5 to clear the column specification ruler. Page up. When you press page up or page down, if you want the screen to follow the cursor, there's a setting for that. Shift F1. Amount to roll, keep it under C. It might be an H for half page, F for full page, keep it at a C. Hit enter. That way when you scroll up or scroll down, the screen begins with the cursor. Come to next input line, press F and enter. Insert some input lines, I10, space, enter. Let's specify a field under name, call it RRN for subfile record number. This is a hidden field of length, let's just say 4, of type zoned, 0 decimal places, and it's a hidden field. The subfile can only hold a maximum of 9,999 records, so this size is big enough. Hit enter. Let's lay out the subfile display screen, the header part, line 1. column 30, display heading, center, information, entry. Hit enter. Keep the cursor on the first display line, press page up, insert 10 lines, I10, enter, come down to last line, last input line or last new line, just key in a space and hit enter. So you got all those lines to work with. Go up to next input line. Under field name, let's create a field called instruct of length 30 of type alphanumeric for output positioned at line number 2, column 25. Next line, under first indicator, let's say indicator number 91, controlling the keyword display attribute, underline, just tab over to the number line, go back to same number line, repeat. To make a duplicate, just change the display attribute to highlight, HI, hit enter. Instead of using SEU to create the layout of a display file, it is better to use the Screen Design Aid SDA, where you can graphically design the layout screen interactively. But using SEU is a quick and dirty way to create a simple display file, especially when you are learning the file, record, and field level keywords. So we'll use the SEU for this display file. Now let us specify the column headers. Move cursor to instruct line, press page down. From the last input line, press insert and enter. Under line 3, position 3, column header center and hit enter. One more enter. Key in RP to repeat the line 7 more times, space, hit enter. Change the column headings. Second column train, third column engineer, fourth column platform, PLTF, next column weekdays, next start time, next column ticket, next column commission date, and hit enter. Let's fix the column positions. Center begins in column 3, train, column 11, engineer, column 18, platform, column 35, weekdays, column 41, time, column 49, ticket, column 56, and commission date, column 64. Hit enter. Next, let's draw underlines for these column headings. CC on line center and CC again on line commission date. The next input line, a B, and enter. The center replace with hyphens, train replace with hyphens, engineer replace with hyphens, PLTF replace with hyphens, weekdays replace with hyphens, time, underline, ticket, underline, commission date, underline, and hit enter. Periodically you could save your work by pressing home key to go to command line on top and just type a save and enter. Next, let us lay out the last record format of the footer. Press page up, enter a comment line, footer record format, hit enter, insert maybe 5 lines, hit enter, record type under T, key in an R for name, record name, FOOTER footer, next line, row number or line number 21, column 2, message add / update, values as required, comma, continuation character, next line under functions without quotation mark, press enter to save and continue, full stop, close quote. Next line, line number 23, column 2, function key F3 equals exit, double space, function key 12 equals cancel. These are footer messages, and hit enter. We have laid out the footer record format. Page up all the way to control record format. tab and move cursor to the line column just above subfile control record format comment. Insert, enter, insert the comment subfile record format. Hit enter. R for record format. Name of the record format should be what we have specified in the control record, SFL tran. SFL tran. Only one keyword for this record format at the record format level, SFL for subfile record format. Hit enter. Next we have to specify the subfile columns. S_center. We will prefix all column names with S underscore for subfile field. Take an F4, tab over to the reference column, put in an R, tab over to the use column, put in a V for both. Line number, we will start the subfile on line number 5, field exit. The center column should be column 3, field exit. Under functions, keyword ref field within bracket, field name center, reference from our physical file train set, and hit enter. F12 to release the prompt, and we have keyed our first subfile column. In the line number column, key in an RP and 7 and enter to repeat the column 7 times. Now change the column names. Second column, train number. Field referred is train number. Third column, S_engineer. Reference field, ENG and R. Next column, platform PLTF, space out, reference field PLTF. Next column, W days, reference field W days. Next column, start time, reference field STR time, close bracket. Next column, ticket, reference field TICKET. Last column, CONMDT for commission date, CONMDT. Hit enter. Let us push the field level keywords one column to the right to improve readability. Press insert key and one column to the right. Press insert key. Now let's fix the column positions. Train number begins in column 11. Engineer begins column 18. Platform begins column 35. Weekdays begins column 43. Start time begins column 49. Ticket begins column 56. And commission date begins in column 64. Hit enter. Move the cursor to the field start time and take an F4. Tab over to data type column and put in a Y to force numeric input. Also, we need to insert another keyword here. Press insert and EDTWRD for edit word. We need an edit word within quotes, zero suppression, space, colon, and 2 spaces. Hit enter. For the next subfile column, ticket also needs a data type of Y to enforce numeric input and also needs the keyword edit word. So insert key, EDTWRD, open and close brackets, space it out. Enclosed within quotes is zero suppression, 2 decimal places, dot 2 decimal places. So we make room for 3 digit dot 2 digit for a total 5 digit long numeric field and hit enter. F12 to release the prompt, page up, and there you have our subfile record format. Remember, you can key in an F on the number line column and hit enter to get a column ruler and check what you have keyed in. F5 to clear the ruler. Note that the underlines should not be in the same row as the column headings. So increment the underline row from 3 to 4. And let's take an F3. Against change create member, press Y and hit enter. Note the message in the bottom. PDM says that you have created a source code member called train UPADF in the source physical file QDDS-SRC. Let us review the DDS of the data physical file train set. Against the member train set, key in a 2 and hit enter. One final check. Let us make sure all field names are correct. Center should be spelled CENTER. Having corrected it, press F3, change create member, yes. 14 to create the physical file again, hit enter. Delete existing object and recreate, yes, and hit enter. And the corrected modified train set file is available in your project library. Let us look at our display file through the Screen Design Aid utility. To open the display file in Screen Design Aid, key in a 17 against the member name and hit enter. Note that our three record formats are shown. Take a 12 for design image on the subfile record format and hit enter. Note the layout of our display file. Move cursor to the attribute byte of the field start time. Key in a star and hit enter. At the top, note the field attributes shown at the top. The field name, the usage is both. It's 4-digit long with 0 decimal places. Positioned from row 5, column 49. Use arrow keys and come to edit keywords. Take a Y against editing keywords and hit enter. Note the edit word that we specified shows up here. F12 out of editing keywords. Move cursor to database reference and take a Y. Hit enter. Note that the reference field is str time. F12 to return to previous screen, and F12 out of here, and F12 out of design image for the subfile record format. Move cursor to the control record format and take a 12 for design image. The very first line shows center information entry. Our header, note that the header is starting on column 30. Move cursor to the attribute byte and key in an AC for automatic center and hit enter. Note that the center information entry now begins in column 29. So our initial centering was pretty good. Do the same to the output field, instruct. Note that it begins in column 25. Move cursor to the attribute byte and key in an AC for automatic center and hit enter. Note that instruct now begins in column 26. F12 out of here. Press F3 to exit Screen Design Aid. It asks you whether you wish to create the display file. Let's say no. Don't save the DDS source and don't create display file. Don't replace existing display file and hit enter. That was a brief look at the Screen Design Aid. You have to compile this member to create the display file object called train UPADF, which will be opened by the RPG program to present the screen interface to the user. To compile this member, train UPADF into a display file of the same name, type 14 against the member and hit enter. The create display file CRT-DSPF command compiled the source member and created the display file object of the same name in your current library, which is your project library. You should see the file created success message in the bottom. Press F3 to return to IBMi main menu. Check your display file. Key in the command dsp-lib library name and hit enter. Besides source physical file QDDS-SRC and the physical file object train set, you should also see the display file object train UPADF. F3 out of this display. Let's examine the newly created display file object. Key in the command dsp file description library name / train update add display file. Hit enter. Scroll up the pages. Note that it is listing out the three record formats. F3 out of the display. Let's examine the fields in the newly created display file object. Key in the command dsp display file field description library name. Library names and object names and file names are not case sensitive. / train update add display file. Hit enter. Scroll up beyond the record format name and note the field names, attributes, lengths and positions. Press F3 to exit the display. Having created a display file with a subfile for keying in the train's information, Let's create a data entry subfile program. To keep us motivated to produce more of such high-quality free content, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button below, leave a comment or two, and share this video with your colleagues, friends, and other IBMi enthusiasts. Hit the bell icon below to actively follow along with the rest of our series.